Just shut up and drive.
Hey guys, John here and welcome back to the NASCAR 06 Fantasy Cup. This is the finale episode, and if you haven't seen what I posted on Twitter and what have you, you'll probably be wondering, how's that possible, John? There's 15 races. This is only episode 14. Well, I lost episode 14, and, well, race 14, which would have been episode 14. I lost the recording because my recording program decided to crash right after I finished recording it, right before the video was finished, and because of that, I wasn't able to bring that to you guys. Also because I forgot to turn autosave off, and it autosaved, and I didn't have a backup save, even though I said I was going to always keep a backup save, because this game's fricked me over so many times. But anyway, pushing that aside, yeah, the unfortunate fact is we lost it. But let me just tell you what happened. It was at Old Spice, the Fantasy Road course, and as you may know, I'm very proficient there, and the AI is not particularly good there anyway. So I dominated, and I got my teammates second and third place finishes. They each led some laps too, and there was really no big issues. The only thing is that it was very long compared to most of the other races. And I ended up having to pit twice, too, which was kind of interesting. But in the end, I had a huge lead, and my teammates were safely in second and third. So, or second and fourth, that's right, because Labonte fell back at the end, but I didn't feel like going back for him. Anyway, so that happened. I'm sorry you missed it, but if it was going to be one you had to miss, that was the one to miss, really. So we'll look at the standings. This is what it is now. Obviously, I sewed up the championship like a couple races ago. Bobby Labonte holding on to second over Tony Stewart, who has an 82-point lead. So we'll still have to be careful. If he has like an engine failure or something, he'll still probably fall back, but that's out of our hands. We're just going to do our best to keep him running well, and hopefully we finish 1, 2, 3 in the points, because that was the idea. And of course, we're in for our win streak, which we've won 14 races so far. If we win this one, we'll have swept every race with Jason Leffler. So that'll be pretty cool. Anyway, enough jabbering on. Here we go. Speedway Boulevard. We started at Daytona at the road course. We're ending at the road course outside of the track, which I thought was fitting. 33 laps, because the laps here are quite long, if I remember. So it'll still be decent length. It's just not as many laps because of that. So yeah, let's do this.
When you think of the Daytona International Speedway, you think of the high banks, the restrictor plates, and driving under the front stretch seats? Well, not normally, but in tonight's event, the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series drivers will be tearing up the streets of Daytona Beach as they do battle around the outskirts of the Speedway. It's anyone's guess what will happen out there tonight as these 43 drivers strap themselves in for this one.
Thought I'd let you hear Bill Weber there, tell you a little bit about the track and what to expect. Just going to do a couple quick tweaks here. And looks like our teammates are on the front row currently in qualifying. Let's see if we can shake that up and get the pole ourselves. All right. So this place is pretty cool. You can kind of look around at the scenery a bit here by what looks like sort of a hotel thing or something. And then you come over here. We're entering the track and going under the grandstands. Daytona. It's just wild. Out here into a patch of dirt. Some people parked there. It's kind of crazy. See like some stores and stuff over there, and go out onto the highway and then the interstate exit here, which I've actually driven down that part myself, exactly, so it's kind of cool. And then we go through some sort of nondescript highway roads, which I don't think these are exactly picture perfect as far as location, but anyway, you can see the track over there in the distance, and that's a pretty cool feature, I think, just to kind of feel like you're right around that area, you know. And really nail down the sights. But bring it around here. There's pit road entrance, which is going to be interesting to try to hit. And am I going to get the pole? I did. Alright, one and done. So there we go. We got the pole by just a couple tenths. So we're 1, 2, 3 at the start. We'll have to be careful not to frick our teammates over on the start. And yeah, that should be good. Let us begin. Alright. Let them go. Gotta be careful of Greg Biffle. I think he was already kind of mad at us last time, and we made him even madder at some point during Old Spice. I can't really remember what the situation was, but yeah. Wasn't great. Wasn't great. Very tight quarters in some of these turns. Definitely not good passing areas. You gotta be careful, he says as he hits somebody. Alright. Watch where you're going now. I just wanted to make sure my teammates had a good start, but I kind of fricked myself over in the process. Okay, Biffle attacked me that time, but it didn't make his rivalry meter go down like it normally would, because I was kind of making contact with him at the same time, so it really kind of canceled out and didn't work to alleviate his rage. But he's fallen back a bit now, so we shouldn't have to worry about him too much. I would love to get the lead on lap 1. Don't think it's going to happen unless I get like just the best run of all time coming out of this corner. Nope. Well, kind of, but no. Stewart is going to lead this one. Yep. I was a little worried about when that turn was going to come up. I'm just trying to give Stewart room and not cause a crash here. Don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. I just said I don't want to cause a crash. Then he came up though, man. He did not give me room. You see that, right? He turned up into me. I was just setting myself up for the next set of turns to be able to pass him. Oh well. It is what it is. Now, realistically, I don't have to fight to keep them in second and third or whatever during this race, because as long as Stewart finishes decent and Labonte even less decent than that, they're fine points-wise. So I'm not too overly concerned. As long as Stewart's engine doesn't blow or something like that, they should both be fine in this race anyway. Whoa. I am very squirrely there. Hanging on to it though, and we are out in front. Pulling away now. Took a bit of doing, but we finally got there. Get out of the grass. But yeah, so this track's pretty cool. It is simple though, and since we qualified up front, we should probably be able to pull away. It'll be interesting though when it comes time for pit stops, because I've never, repeat, never pitted on this track. I've only ever done this track in the showdown, so I think pit road is here. Yeah, so you kind of like have to swing out. Whoa, watch where you're going. Swing out wide and be ready to apply the brakes without getting hit from behind. Pit road's going to be difficult, I feel. Hopefully it's just a one-stop race. Probably will be. Like I said, these are longer laps than some. But all in all, I think it's a shorter race. It's definitely shorter than Old Spice. Old Spice is a decent length track anyway. And it was like 88 laps or something. It was stupidly long. The recording was like 1 hour and 10 minutes, which may have been partially why the program was more likely to crash. Even though I've recorded way longer than that before, like when I'm streaming, like when I did Zelda or something for like 2 hours and 45 minutes, those recordings were all fine. So I don't know, it's something about recording this older stuff off of the little up converter thing I have or something that that makes it prone to crash, because I only ever seem to have this happen when I'm recording this. And so this game is just all in all been a huge jinx. Normally I would cut away here for a bit, but I actually do have a couple things I want to talk about regarding this series and NASCAR 06. NASCAR 06 career mode is just done. I've given it some thought. I thought about some of the ideas that other people had. I'm just done with it. I have grudgingly made the decision that I'm going to start a NASCAR 07 career mode playthrough. The game is very similar to this one, but it has some things in it that I don't like. Handling sensitivity is much different than this game. Excuse me. My dinner is speaking back to me. It's much different than this game. I have a feel for this one, you know, from playing it so much. And then going to that, I tested it out, and it's going to take some getting used to for sure. But aside from that, there's a couple of little quirks about it I don't really care for. But on the plus side, it seems to be a lot less buggy than this game. I've never seen or experienced anything too crazy with like points or contracts or anything like that. I'm sure it'll find a way to prove me wrong, but either way, once Fantasy Cup is done, we're putting NASCAR 06 away for a while, if not ever, forever. I mean, because it's fricked me over so many times. I've had to stop and start. There's a weird lag spike every time at the start-finish line. Do you see that? It's so weird. Anyway, it's fricked me over so many times. I've stopped and started career mode multiple times, and I'm sure, you know, it's frustrating for you guys because you want to see it end, but there's really no point. When I'm going to get double points, you know, throughout the season, I'm going to win by thousands of points or purposely throw it. I didn't mean to do that, but anyway, which is no fun either. So we're just gonna give up on that, honestly, and we're gonna start fresh with NASCAR 07 and do that stuff. The difference with it over this one is you don't necessarily have to start in the modifieds. They have these things called the all-state qualifiers. If you do them, you can earn the opportunity to start at a higher level. Bronze level, you'll get a truck ride. Silver level, you'll get an Xfinity ride, or Xfinity, whatever it was then, Busch Series, whatever. And gold level, you actually get offered a cup ride. My plan is to get a truck series ride. Start out by skipping the modifieds and going straight to the trucks and working our way up from there. I don't want to start any higher than that because I feel like, you know, you guys will want to see that stuff, see the differences and all the new experiences we can have, different roster and everything. But yeah, another thing I'm kind of concerned about is that it might be a little too easy. Testing it on Legend difficulty, like in a quick race, tracks that I'm good at anyway, I'm gonna still dominate. Career mode might be a little different because we'll be in, you know, cruddy quality stuff at first, so I guess that'll be something to quote-unquote look forward to. However, I don't know. I don't think it's quite as difficult as this game, at least from what I experienced. I'm sure I'll end up being wrong about that, but whatever. Also, in regards to NASCAR 07 and this coming to an end, there will be another season of Fantasy Cup. except it's going to be taking place in NASCAR 07. I was looking into it, and there are actually 1 or 2 unique tracks to 07 that this one does not have. As well, I decided to add in a couple of other tracks for fun, which you'll find out about when the time comes. But yeah, so I've already sort of planned out the schedule for it, and I'll be starting recording it soon. I may actually start it up before I start career mode. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This video is gonna be late as it is, so yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a NASCAR 07 Fantasy Cup, as well as starting up NASCAR 07 career mode sometime in the next few weeks. I'm going to attempt to record several episodes of it so that I can be ahead of the curve, so that when I start releasing them, I know I'm not going to run out of episodes or something. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. You know, I was worried about having to pit more than once. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, because I've already gone 12 laps and I haven't hit half a tank of fuel yet. And I'm driving, so you know I'm using up more fuel. It does kind of concern me that that means that the AI might not have to pit at all. But I am building up a gigantic lead too, so hopefully, you know, whatever happens, it'll still work out. I'm a little concerned though, because the AI usually saves a few laps more than me, and they would have to save. Actually, I don't know, because we haven't hit halfway yet, so I guess I can't really say that. Who knows? I mean, 5 more laps and we won't have to pit at all. So that'd be weird. I guarantee you it's gonna say it sooner than that, though. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully you guys are looking forward to the NASCAR 07 stuff. Okay, yeah, halfway in gas now, so we could go to like lap 22 or whatever, 23, but we won't. Probably pit it halfway. Anyway, yeah, hopefully you understand why I'm putting NASCAR 06 down for a while, because it's really been a frustrating experience for me, because I love the game a lot in certain aspects. I feel like the career mode is just is a great experience, and I loved how everything came together with getting the 24 car, and it was like the redemption story after I had to, you know, go through a whole season off screen just to get to that point, which I thought was going to fix the points glitch, but then it came back anyway and just fricked us over, and it's real depressing. So hopefully a fresh start with 07 will be a better experience for everybody, and yeah, like I said, hopefully you understand and support it. It's tough, you know. That's definitely been the most popular game that I've played over a long period of time. Considering how many episodes I've done of that game, the fact that they still get, you know, 3 times as many views as one of my other gameplays is pretty rough. It's a rough pill to swallow, but it was still good because I was still doing it. But as it messed up more and more, the stress was getting to me that, like, man, I've got to keep playing this game, but I don't know how I'm going to, because it just keeps messing up. But we'll give 07 a try, and we might also try some other stuff. I thought about bringing back Thunder 03, maybe. I also have considered trying some of the other ones. Had a thought about doing Heat 2, but yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't know if that game is worth the effort. It definitely wasn't getting great views for me. and honestly, I don't super enjoy it all that much. Granted, I didn't do a lot with it. I didn't give it a full-on chance. I just realized that it was not pulling the kind of views I needed, so that's why I switched off and started doing other things. So maybe I'll give it another go at some point. I don't know. I really don't know. I have other possibilities, but most of them are games that I really don't want to play, like NASCAR 15. You know, all the U-Technic stuff basically is just like, no thank you. My buddy Aaron's playing NASCAR 09, and that just, seeing him play that reaffirmed to me all the reasons why I chose never to do it, other than that one-off video I did, because I really don't like NASCAR 09. Excuse me. I do have NASCAR 08 for the PS2, I think. Did I get it for the 360 as well? I don't remember. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just blundering all over the place. Anyway, but I don't think that game's very good either, quite honestly. What else do I have? Oh yeah, NASCAR the game 2013 on Steam. But you can't even get it anymore. Like, they took it off of Steam, so you can't even purchase it. So yeah, if you wanted it, you couldn't get it. But I do have it, and it's in my library. Would I ever play it again? Probably not. That game is awful. Yeah, that would be a bad experience all the way around. I don't know. Like I said, I'll think about it. I'll think about some of the older ones, but aside from 07, I feel like maybe just waiting and seeing what NASCAR Heat 3 ends up looking like. If 704 Games wants to give me another free copy of their game, then I'll definitely give it a look-see. Otherwise, I'll be waiting to see what like Aaron and other people say about it when they play it, to see if it's worth my trouble. I'm just not convinced that the issues that we have with that game are really going to be addressed in the new one, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Alright, let's see. I really don't have too much more to say about this stuff, but we're only like a lap away from pitting. I'm going to pit on lap 17, so might as well just stay with you guys and then cut away after the pit stop to do some editing. Save some time. Looks like some people already pitted because they're way behind. I just realized that. But yeah, you guys can give me your thoughts on it, but I don't know. As a lot of you know, I basically quit watching NASCAR. I still keep up with it. I watched a couple of the races this year, but I was just so disillusioned with how things had changed with the sport and everything that I just didn't care anymore. And also, it's just the amount of time I have to sink into watching it was just, it just wasn't worth it to me. So I basically decided this year I just wasn't going to watch most of the races, and honestly I haven't really missed it. The two races I did watch were not very good, and everything I've read about since then, I feel like I may have missed a couple of exciting races, but in the end, I don't know. I think I'm fine. Take a look at the fuel gauge. Yeah, I am looking at it. Alright, let's get ready. This is our first time hitting pit road. Alright, I did it. Yay. Alright. Let's get this pit stop done and be on our way. Alright. Let's see where we're going to come out here. We didn't even come out last of the guys who haven't pitted yet. So that's interesting. We did have a huge lead though. Like 13 seconds or something. So that's, I guess that's not too surprising. But I guess I'll keep you guys here while we work our way through the cycle, but then probably cut away after we're back in the lead. But yeah, I think the 07 Fantasy Cup series will be fun, because there's a couple slight changes to the tracks we know. Then there's at least one new track. And then, like I said, I had an idea to add in a couple of others in a fun way, which I'll keep a surprise for now. But I'll explain it all in the first episode. I also might be changing. Well, I'm definitely going to be changing who I'm driving as, but I might also. I think I might pick a team that doesn't have more than one car. Because, I don't know. I feel like originally I wanted that just to be about me and not worry about my teammates, but then I got kind of invested in helping Tony and Bobby. But, I kind of feel like if I do it again, I might not worry so much about having a teammate or more than one teammate and just focus on the race itself. However, if I'm right and that game is easier than this one, I mean, considering I've won all of these races, having a teammate to worry about is pretty much the only thing I have to do in some of these. Like, if I didn't have to help them, I really would do nothing but just take the lead, cut away, come back at the end, and be like a 5-minute episode. Sometimes the only thing that you guys see is the time I spend helping my teammates. So, alright, we got to be careful when these guys peel off to go to pit road. It's just kind of okay. I thought he might be heading to pit road. Instead, he blocked me all the way into the fence. So, be real careful there. It's so like laggy through there. Strange. And then they were braking at a weird point. But my teammate's pitted. But not everybody has. Now Ricky Rudd's leading the race, which is interesting. Okay, we're fine. I'm pushing this way too hard. I'm going to cycle around with the lead. There's really no need for me to be pushing this hard, quite honestly. That being said, I'm still going to keep pushing. Alright, Joe. Anyway. Yeah. If I didn't have teammates to worry about, though, this would be even easier. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should pick a team with teammates and try to help them all. I don't know who I would pick. I had a couple ideas for solo guys. I really don't have any ideas for who I would want to race as a team again. That was close. That was close. Alright, everybody pitted this time. I took the lead right before the start-finish line. Nice. And we'll see how big our lead is going to end up being here. Wait for it. Wait for it. 15 seconds, it looks like. 15 seconds over, I'm assuming, Tony Stewart. That's pretty wild. But with that being said, I will go ahead now and cut out a few of these laps to make the episode a little shorter. And I'll see you guys in, well, for you it'd just be a second, so yeah. What the heck? What is Matt Kenseth doing back here? What happened to you, dude? What indeed? As I run into him. Need to do that, but It's like way off the pace. Strange. I don't know where he was running before, but it probably wasn't that bad. Way off the pace. Anyway. Indeed. Figured I'd bring you guys back for the last 2 laps of this race and the last 2 laps of the 06 Fantasy Cup. It has been a journey. I'm really glad I thought this idea up, though. You know, all those tracks that you only see in like challenges or lower series or whatever, and it's like, I thought, you know, it'd actually be pretty cool to have the Cup cars run at these tracks and see what happens. And the idea came to me to put together a season, custom season, and make it all happen. I didn't really set out to win every race, but we're on our way to doing that right now, which is pretty awesome. Winning the championship was probably a given. We won that by miles. But then it became a challenge to try to keep my teammates up there. And while Labonte was doing fine, Stewart had 2 DNFs. So it was a struggle to get him to gain enough points to get back up there. But it worked out. Take the white flag with a 23-second lead. Pretty sure Stewart's still second. Not sure where Labonte is. Probably fairly close to that. Didn't really want to do anything else in this race. Just kind of cruising. After I got my talking done, I just kind of sat here and spaced out a little bit and reflected. In the end, it was fun, you know. It was a fun experience, and I recommend it if you guys haven't tried it out. You know, try it for yourself. Put together a custom season, or take the regular season and just add all these tracks to it. That could be cool. Have like this ginormous season. Aaron did suggest that for the next Fantasy Cup that I do that. Whoa, glitch. He said take all of the tracks from the regular schedule, go to them once each, and then throw in all the fantasy ones. And it's not a bad idea. It'd be a very lengthy series, though, if I did that. Maybe we'll think about it in the future, but next season's going to be a little longer than this one, but not much, and in NASCAR 7. Anyway, bring it to the finish line to get our 15th consecutive win with Jason Leffler. R.I.P. Get a little bit of celebrating in here. This is kind of a narrow street, but there we go. We get some good smoke. Can I get a donut in? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Early issues there. We led 26 of 33 laps, and Stewart finished second. Where did Labonte finish? Oh goodness, where did Labonte finish? 14th. What the heck, dude? But he should still be fine in the points. So, yeah. Good things. Alright, let's get to victory lane. Aw, yeah. High five. We're the champs! Bobby's super happy for us. Thanks, dude. Much appreciated. Awesome. Season complete. Let's look at the final standings. Wow, Stewart ended up passing Labonte in that last race by 9 points because he didn't do so great. That's funny. So Stewart would come back to finish second in the points after all that early hardship. And Waltrip just missed out on the top 10. For a while, he was in the top 10. So we got Mark Martin, Biffle, Elliott Sadler had a good season. Junior Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, and Joe Gibbs Racing. 1, 2, 3. Jason Leffler undefeated this season. That was awesome. All right, well, that is that for the NASCAR 06 Fantasy Cup and for NASCAR 06 in general for the foreseeable future. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys understand why I'm making the changes I'm making, and I will see you for the next season of Fantasy Cup and also the next career mode in NASCAR 07 starting soonish. Yeah, it'll be fun. See you guys then. Bye.
Just shut up.